Yo, Joe!
Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. A bit of a different setup here. We're gonna go from a top to table angle, so it's gonna be something a little different for me to adjust and sort of talk and record. But this video is mostly I guess you could say a comparison video or a little bit of a research video to see how we started with classified and where we are at now in terms of packaging size, because that video is out now. And so in that I mentioned that the newer boxes are slightly smaller, and so that may mean fewer accessories. So we're gonna take a quick look at that and compare, packaging from where we started with classified and where we're at now. And yeah, basically going through and comparing different accessories, different figures throughout the line. Not too many because I don't have the time to get them off the shelf and look for all of their accessories. But we're going to start with our basic three figures, our sort of three main characters. Roblox is not included, but we'll throw in his accessories. The figure I have disassembled and used for another project, which I have not finished yet. But yeah, let's just get right into it. Going from left to right, we have Duke, Scarlet, and Snake Eyes. Now, Duke, we have a back piece. You have his sort of bandolier over the shoulder strap thing. We have a pistol, modern futuristic binoculars, and a futuristic assault rifle. That's all we get with these guys. Or at least with Duke. I was checking to see if these were removable mags back then, but they're not. But that is Duke. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total accessories. We have Scarlet with 3 knives, 1, 2, 3, and her bow. So that makes a total of 4 accessories. If you really want to count the bow as 2 separate pieces, then you can go ahead, but I'll count it as 1. So that is a total of 4. Now, I believe Snake Eyes really set the standard on how many accessories we should get, because we get a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 accessories, 8, counting his knife. I do not have it here. I don't know if I have it in hand. I'll quickly check. And when you look at that, I did find it. So here is his 8th accessory. The only reason I don't have it is because this Snake Eyes is his first version. So as you can see, he has that red sort of line on his visor. And the problem with this release was the knife would not sheath. There was something wrong with the mold, and that created issues. So I also removed the sheath because it was basically useless. So those are our figures. Now Roblox here, I think had the least, but it is a very massive accessory. Probably the size of Scarlet here and the regular sized figure. And you had a removable mag as well. But for the time being, Classified was being regarded as, good money for the amount of accessories you were getting. And I would agree with these top 3. Scarlet there in the middle was kind of like, well, maybe they could have added something else, maybe a sword of her own or something like that. Duke was okay, there's only so much you can give Duke, and they went all out with Snake Eyes, but Snake Eyes is like the pet of G.I. Joe at this point. A lot of the marketing goes towards that. But Roblox here really lacked accessories, no sort of removable helmet, no removable vest, or no sidearm, nothing. So I think in this regard, because I think these were some of the first few, I think wave 1, But these were some of the first classified figures we got, and for the most part, I think they did pretty well when it comes to accessories. Roblox being the exception, with only 2, which was a little disappointing. But yeah, I mean, just to show Duke's packaging, you can see, figure goes there. You have your back piece, assault rifle, pistol, and binocular there. The bandolier was already on the figure, but if it's removable, I guess you can count it. But when you open it up, you see how much plastic is not being used. This whole bottom piece down here is empty, nothing to be seen, and obviously, they do a good job with the packaging here. If I can get this closed. They do a good job of hiding that with all this labeling here and the art here. It just cuts off there, but yeah, a lot of empty space for the plastic is there. And I think they did a better job with the new classified figures. We'll get to that comparison in a bit, but you can see there's a lot of empty space. But, for the time, I think that was a good few amount of accessories. And enough to satisfy, collectors, and enough for Duke as a character. Now, here we have 3 figures who I still have 3 figures that I still have boxes of, so we can compare, the plastic tray and what they come with. I won't do windowless characters, simply because it's windowless. You can't really determine how much they can fit in there. I guess you could, but in terms of what you can see in the packaging, I'll try to do this only windowless. We're keeping Duke here just to see. I would just say he is the start of classified. Dusty here is right before they went to windowless, so we'll have him here in the center. He's also my favorite character, so I'm gonna use him as much as I can. And then one of our most recent releases before they changed it to the current packaging, and we'll bring in Torch as our ambassador of that new packaging. But here with Duke we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 accessories. Dusty, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 accessories compared to the 5. And our Techno Viper here gets a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 accessories. It was a nice pair of numbers, 5, 6, 7. Now, Techno Viper gets a little more, simply because these were all removable in the vintage, and they went ahead and threw this sort of hologram kind of thing for his arm. Was it needed? I don't think so, but it is a nice addition to have nonetheless. I'm counting this as separate because it is a separate piece on its own, so there's that, and you have his rifle. Now Dusty, you can technically say he only has 5, simply because he's either wearing one pair of goggles and the other one you have to put somewhere else. But depending on how you're using it, the other one becomes kind of useless, but for the most part you can have everything on his character. Same for the other 2. I think for a lot, a sidearm or a pistol would have been nice for Dusty here, just to add an extra accessory. Again, going back to the packaging here, we mentioned how much space is hidden by the art and the logo down here. Same case with Dusty here. They were able to, fill what we can see with helmet, the knife, the magazine was separate from the rifle, goggles, another pair of goggles, back piece, and Dusty. Was there room for an extra sidearm? Maybe just have the magazine packaged with the rifle and you would have had some space here for a pistol? That's just me. But you can see how they're able to hide the empty plastic with all this and show us everything we get up here. Coming out of windowless, we did go from here before windowless, and then coming out of windowless we went to this style of packaging, which is very similar. I discussed that in my other video. And so they're able to do the same. Hide a lot of the plastic tray with your logos and whatnot, and the portrait here, which even then I think the portrait for this is even thicker than his previous ones. But again, he has more accessories than these two, and they were still able to fit everything in the packaging and show it to you. You have pistol, assault rifle, your hose, back piece. Something went there, I'm not too sure. Your hologram, and then your different wrenches. I'm not sure what that was. Oh, that is simply part of the hose. You know, one end sticks out through there, and then it just goes all the way through. But you know, 7 accessories, they're able to show them to you and hide the rest of the tray. Bringing in Torch, we can see all of his accessories here, and for the most part, I can say, I think he has more. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is it 7? Yeah, I think I counted that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for the Techno Viper still. For some reason I thought I counted 8 just by looking at it, but no. 2, 4, 6. Am I counting this right? Okay, so they are 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know what was going on with my math there, but as mentioned in that packaging video, newer packaging is much smaller, as you can see, and I think it's wider, or no, it's the same width. So, oh man, there it goes. But as you can see, it is significantly smaller. So, you know, that kind of helps for inbox collectors, not as much space taken up. But I think they were still able to show most of the figures in this, or most of the accessories in the smaller packaging. You have a pistol there, you have the back piece, another pistol here, a smaller flame effect, and then one of the other flame effects, and then we have, let's see here, let's get a good look at this. And then we have the hose that runs down, and then your other effect here. So they're no longer trying to show you everything you get from the window. You'll have some things hidden down below where you can't see it. So down where this logo area is. And that means that their packaging may be smaller, but they're still able to pack in a lot of the same amount of accessories. You just won't be able to see it all from the window, and some of them will be hidden here. And we saw that with Naugahyde as well, where some of the accessories were down by the logo where you can't see them. And you may be wondering, well, why are you going through the trouble of telling us this? And you may start complaining that, oh, well, we know and don't feel like anything has changed. But, you know, maybe some people will take notice of the smaller packaging and therefore start making rumors or start saying that classified line is cheaping out and that they're gonna give us less and less accessories. And that's not necessarily the case. As mentioned before, yes, we had a lot of empty space for the tray. It was a big tray, bigger packaging and whatnot. It showed you everything on the window. We have a much smaller packaging here that doesn't show us all the rest of the accessories, but we have hidden plastic tray down here where they're able to fill that out with accessories, whether we can see it or not. And that's just what the new style of packaging is gonna, or how it's gonna function now. If they're gonna keep giving us tons of accessories, they'll use the empty space down here in order to give us some more accessories. Another quick little comparison from then and now is some of our female characters. So I brought out Scarlet again. Again, 4 accessories only compared to Jinx over here, who had a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, because she does have alternate pair of hands, which I didn't want to take out, but yeah, she has 2 extra hands as well. And so, that just goes to show that they're improving, by giving us hands and extra heads, different accessories and whatnot. But yeah, definitely an improvement from the female side of things, because Scarlet here really suffered from lack of accessories. But if we want to talk of accessories and the amount that we get and why we're so spoiled, I think way back in Cobra Island, our Cobra Trooper here set the standard of the amount of accessories and how everything should be stored on a figure. Just looking here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's about the same. I'm counting 8. His armband is removable, and it does come out of the packet. Comes separate in the packaging. So it's still pretty standard, but for some reason this really set the gold standard of classified accessories. And then later on in Cobra Island, we had our Viper here. Everything's unorganized, who didn't come with as many accessories. I believe this is it. His goggles and handkerchief, back piece, assault rifle and pistol, and that was it. That's not as much as this guy. So I think, yeah, we were spoiled when this guy came out. As great as the Cobra Trooper was, I think we have new contenders, and that is with the retro packaging. Both Duke and Scarlet. Now I know these are retro packaging and it's a different style of packaging, but I'll compare retro to our current packaging. But I think Scarlet overall has about like 13 accessories. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm missing the other 2 arrows I think she comes with, but 14 accessories for Scarlet alone. And so that just makes you wonder, well, they could have fit in a lot more with that very first Scarlet. Even like a simple back piece. She has removable, swappable hair. A sidearm would have been nice with the first Scarlet, or even a rifle, maybe interchangeable hands. But you can see you can do a lot with Scarlet here. Yeah, she's not able to carry everything, but it's a lot of accessories and a lot of the extras that just give out to other characters. Duke here also came with tons and tons. We have, not to mention she also has her stand. I just didn't bother bringing it out, but that would be a total of 15. Duke, on the other hand, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think 11 total. I feel like I might be missing something here, but I think that's everything that came with Duke. I don't know if he came with an M16. Probably not, but again, more than 7 or 8 accessories that we saw before. Interchangeable hands and, removable helmet and whatnot. Like I mentioned, that first roadblock, no removable helmet of any kind, or bandolier or a back piece or anything. So these 2 have definitely up to the standard of accessories, especially because they're not deluxe priced. They're sitting at $25, which is the average for modern Hasbro figures. So that's a pretty good deal there. But then, like I mentioned, it is retro packaging. Now, Torch, we mentioned, had 8 accessories, but even then, I feel like the fact that they managed to fit in so many accessories into these retro packages is insane. I mean, width-wise, they're about the same from edge to edge. They're the same, sort of thickness, but you can see it's significantly smaller there, and it's almost the same in height, slightly taller, for the bubble here, but they're able to sneak in extra accessories by adding a double tray feature down here. Back that back in there. Where, you know, with these they could also just do a double tray to fit behind the front or the top tray, you know, and just fill it with more accessories. But I think it all comes down to the wave and what part of the wave that is. So since Torch is part of a wave of 4, so that's 3 other characters included, a lot of their plastic usage and, you know, material is spread across all of the 4 figures, whereas the retro wave, they tend to come out in 3s or 2s. This one came out in 3, so it was Duke, Scarlet, and Recondo. Recondo was completely reused. It didn't add any accessories and whatnot, so that stayed the same. So I think the extra money they had for this wave of retro cards, they just threw it at Duke and Scarlet by giving us a whole bunch of new stuff and retooled bodies and all that sweet stuff. And which is nice, you know, you appreciate it, and that is very nice to see that, you know, Hasbro's giving us some nice bonuses in that regard. But I don't think this changes the fact that these normal wave figures come with less. Like I said, it's different waves entirely, different budgets I assume for each wave. Like I said, maybe they just had a little more with Duke and Scarlet, seeing as Recondo didn't get anything new, so they just threw their budget into Duke and Scarlet. And as mentioned, with this Torch wave, you have Jinx, the Night Creeper. Oh god, I'm forgetting the other character. Doc, there you go. I always forget Doc is part of this wave. But you have 4 figures where you have to spread your budget across and give each character unique accessories and whatnot, so you can see where they're a bit limited and can't add more to this style of packaging. But as mentioned, they can still hide a few things down here in this empty space, so, you know, we're not limited to just what we see, because if that was the case, then yeah, we'd be very limited in accessories, much fewer accessories we'd be getting. But I think that mostly does it for this video. I think I covered all my bases, compared to a lot of the packaging, compared accessory, the amount of accessories across the line. You know, we've looked at a few other ones, you know, across the line, and we ended up here with the retro one, and I think I gave my opinion. I mean, I think overall we're in good hands with the G.I. Joe team. They know we want accessories. One complaint I've seen is interchangeable hands. Some people don't like them, and then I've seen other people being like, oh well, I do want them because they're more expressive and whatnot. And that is starting to get into, you know, the classified fandom and the complaints that I constantly see, such as extra accessories being way too much, which, being a collector, I've never heard of such complaints, but we have them here in the classified community, and I think that might be a rant video for a future video, just going through different opinions I've seen throughout the classified line. But yeah, I think that'll be a future video, and it might require a bit more research, but I think that mostly does it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm just trying different, you know, style of videos, different topics and whatnot. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in a future video.